Father's business. So, I was thinking, I've got a friend of mine who's actually a conductor for Amtrak, and unfortunately the train that he was working on, unfortunately hit a little child. My understanding from when I read Facebook, the child's going to be okay, but still, I think the story was, at least from the local TV station in Southern Illinois, was he saw one CSX train. There had been ICG train, Illinois Central Gulf. But anyway, he saw a freight train go by, and he figured everything was clear, and he decided to go across the tracks, and an Amtrak train hit him. He's going to be all right. But I used an analogy that nobody can stop a train. Nobody can stop the waves of sin. I think C.S. Lewis says trying to blot out God is like a lunatic trying to blot out the sun by putting the word darkness in his cell. You can't do it. The one thing that we like to do in Happy a Rail fan is that we come out here with the bells, the jet, the chime, the locomotive air horns to give you a warning of what's coming. I mean, you try to run in front of a train, I think you can say the result is going to be somewhat fatal. And that is if we try to beat the game of sin and taking life in their own devices, that's what's like. So what we try to do when we preach the message is we have the lights, the bells, the air horn, the 2-6 lights, in hoping that you would heed the warning and turn away by repenting. And still, there are people who will try to do the same thing with their sin and try to go around the crossing instead of ignore the warnings of the message. And the wages of sin is death. Now, Moses writes about the righteousness of the law. The man who does these things shall be lived by them. But the righteousness of faith speaks this way. Do you not say in your heart who will ascend, that is to bring Christ down from above, or who will ascend to the abyss, that is to bring Christ up from the dead. But what does it say? The word is near you, in your mouth and in your heart. We've all got a God conscience. This is the word of faith that we preach. That if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart, you emotionally ascend to him, you have faith in him, and you believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. It's that simple. For with one heart, one believes unto righteousness. People who hear the gospel will suddenly go, wait a minute, there's something wrong with my connection. And maybe you've heard the gospel before, or maybe you've got a spouse or a husband or cousin who's seen the face of Jesus. And you've ridiculed them as, oh, my sister Ann became a born-again Christian. Or maybe that crazy Christian down the hall in the dormitory. But with the heart, one believes in righteousness, and with the mouth, confession of faith, but what believe in them, still not mean what's the same. No matter what resume may be, no matter how dark, and no matter how vile, and no matter how ashamed you might want to tell mom and dad about it, you can still come before the Lord in transparency. And you will make you a new person. Trust worse thing to stop the gospel than a couple of Suzukis. So how then shall they call on him whom they've not believed? And how shall they believe him whom they've not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? What we do, and what Jesus commands, is to take the church to the streets. Not too many people will voluntarily want to come to a Sunday morning. But what we do is we bring the church to the streets. Yes. To hope that it resonates with somebody. To hope that, you know, I've made a royal hatch in my life. I am powerless over my sin. I am powerless over darkness, over the existential dread that is part of my life.